So, have you ever wondered how you build a financial life in the US? Get a credit card, buy a car, build some savings, but what if you don't have a social security number? It's a real challenge for millions of people. Today, we're diving into the key that can unlock that door, the individual taxpayer identification number, or as it's known, the ITIN. It's a common myth, right? No SSN means no credit, no loans, you're just stuck. But is that really the end of the story? For a whole lot of people living and working in the US, it's actually just the beginning of a different path to financial stability. So, in this explainer, we're going to break it all down. First, we'll cover what an ITIN actually is, then we'll walk through how you get one, and then the big one, how you can use it to get things like credit cards. We'll also talk about how to navigate the system safely, and we'll wrap up with why all of this really matters in the grand scheme of things. All right, so let's get right into it. Section 1. What exactly is an ITIN? Okay, so an ITIN is a 9-digit number, and you'll always know it's an ITIN because it starts with the number 9. It's issued by the Internal Revenue Service, yep, the IRS, for one main reason: to help people comply with U.S. tax laws. Just think of it as a tax reporting tool for anyone who isn't eligible for a Social Security number. Now, this next point is absolutely crucial. Understanding the difference between an ITAN and an SSN. They might look similar, but they have completely separate jobs. An ITAN is strictly for tax purposes. It does not authorize you to work in the U.S., and it doesn't provide Social Security benefits. That's what an SSN is for.
And you might be surprised by who uses an ITIN. It's actually a really diverse group of people. We're talking about everyone from undocumented immigrants who want to fulfill their tax obligations to certain students, and even the spouses and dependents of people who are here on employment visas. It's the official way for anyone without an SSN to pay their taxes.
So, now that we know what it is, how do you actually get one? Let's walk through the practical, step-by-step process. The whole thing really boils down to 3 key steps. It all starts with filling out a specific IRS form, the W-7. Then, you'll need to gather some documents to prove your identity and your foreign status. And finally, you mail all of that in together with your federal tax return. And this is the form right here, the W-7. It's the official application. This is where you put in your information and explain why you need an ITN. This form is the key that gets the whole process started. Now, when it comes to documents, this is where things get interesting. The IRS is very specific. A passport is the easiest way to go because it proves both your foreign status and your identity all in one shot. But if you don't have one, don't worry. The IRS accepts a combination of other documents, like a national ID card or a driver's license paired with a birth certificate. All right, you've done the paperwork and you have your ITIN. So let's get to the central question of this explainer. Can you actually use it to get financial products, like a credit card? The answer is a clear and resounding yes. Because an ITN allows credit bureaus to create a file for you, it opens the door to the mainstream financial system. This is an absolutely critical first step toward building a credit history. And this isn't some kind of hidden secret. Financial institutions are actively reaching out. This quote from Embold's credit union really says it all. Everyone is welcome here. They, and a growing number of other places, recognize ITIN holders as valuable customers and have even created specific programs to serve them. And this path leads to so much more than just a simple savings account. It's about getting that first credit card to build up your score, financing a car to get to work, and even working towards the dream of buying a home. This is the real, tangible path to building a financial future here. But this new access comes with new responsibilities. It's so important to understand the rules and the potential risks, which brings us to our next section, navigating the system safely. Let me share a powerful, real-world example. A woman we'll call Rosa was earning about $11,000 a year. Because of a misunderstanding, she received the Earned Income Tax Credit, a credit she actually wasn't eligible for with an ITN. The IRS eventually found the error, and she was left with a debt of over $5,000. Her story is a stark reminder to understand the rules completely. So, to avoid a situation like Rosa's, here are 3 crucial things to remember. First, your ITIN can expire if you don't file taxes for 3 years in a row. Second, the moment you get a Social Security number, you have to stop using the ITIN. And finally, while the IRS has very strong privacy rules, those protections aren't absolute. They do have exceptions, particularly for criminal investigations. So, let's zoom out for a second. Why is this small 9-digit number so important? Let's take a look at the bigger picture.
Take a look at this number, $5.8 billion. Any guesses what that represents?
That was the net tax contribution from ITIN filers in just 1 year, 2019. See, the ITIN program isn't just about individual finance. It's a vital part of the U.S. economy. It's a framework that allows millions of people to formally contribute, comply with the law, and build a secure financial foundation for themselves and their families. And that brings us to our final thought. The ITN is a powerful tool for creating financial access. It really makes you wonder, as technology and policies keep evolving, what does a truly inclusive financial system look like? What other barriers are left for us to remove?